Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve. Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Thank you for joining us for this podcast special edition. We cannot, on our regular classic radio theater program, do music shows, and that is because of the music Nazis over at ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC demanding that they get paid a pound of flesh to artists that probably have been dead for 30 or 40 years or so. And it's just ridiculous, but we don't do that because our radio stations get saddled with those expenses, and I don't want to do that. But today I'm going to present you a special edition of a program, and this is going back to May 23rd, 1952. This is a memorial broadcast for Doris Day. Doris Day passed away May 13th, 2019 at the age of 97. So let's listen to a wonderful voice stilled due to death of Doris Day and another day, unrelated, Dennis Day.
From Hollywood, with Dennis Day and Ray Noble as her guests, it's the Doris Day Show.
You sigh, the song begins, and I hear violins. It's magic.
Yes, from Columbia Square in Hollywood, here's Warner Brothers' lovely singing star, Doris Day.
Hi, everybody. Let's get the party going tonight with
We were sailing along on Moonlight Bay. We could hear the voices ringing. They seem to say, you have stolen her heart. Now don't go away. As we sang love's old sweet song on Moonlight Bay, we were sailing along on Moonlight Bay. We could hear the voices ringing. They seemed to say, you have stolen her heart. Now don't go away. As we sang love's old sweet song on Moonlight Bay, we were sailing along on Moonlight Bay. We could hear the voices ringing. They seemed to say, you have stolen her heart. You have stolen her heart. Now don't go away. As we sang love's old sweet songs on Moonlight Bay. Sailing through the moonlight on Moonlight Bay.
Thank you very much, folks. And now I'm very happy to welcome one of the most versatile men in the entertainment world. He's composed such lasting favorites as Goodnight, Sweetheart, The Touch of Your Lips, and The Very Thought of You. And as musical director of the Edgar Bergen Show, he matches wits in his distinctly British speech with Charlie McCarthy. I'm talking about that talented and charming gentleman, my very good friend, Mr. Ray Noble.
Good evening, everyone. Cheerio, Doris.
Oh, now, Ray, don't be so formal. Just call me Dodo.
Oh, good old Dodo.
That's better. It fits your relaxed personality, Ray.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you always look as if you haven't a worry in the world.
Well, Dodo, that's rather strange, because there's absolutely nothing about which I worry. Of course, that rather worries me,
You're like the guy who thought he was crazy just because he happened to like his mother-in-law.
Yes, I rather like that.
Now, getting back to relaxing, Ray, what you need is some kind of a hobby.
Oh, no hobbies for me. Nothing doing.
You mean to say you don't even collect anything?
No, I've never been bitten by the collecting bug. In fact, the only person whose collection makes much sense to me at all is an old gardener we used to have.
Oh? What does he collect?
Social Security.
Well, listen, how about when you were a kid, Ray? Didn't you even have a stamp collection?
No, I didn't. Did you?
The closest I ever got to collecting stamps was when I played post office.
Oh. No, that's rather naughty, really. I just realized, of course, that I do have a hobby of sorts. I collect vaudeville-type songs.
Oh, sure, that's right.
You remember, huh?
Well, yes, I remember singing one of them with you a couple of years back. I think it was called, Save a Little Sunbeam, wasn't it?
That's the one. Yeah, silly title, isn't it?
Oh, but a very cute song. Ray, how about us doing it again?
Oh, no, Dodo. No, really, I couldn't.
Oh, come on, Ray.
No.
The acrobats have just gone off to tumultuous applause, and the trained dog act is straining at the leash. We're in the number 2 spot.
No, really, Dodo, I couldn't.
Yes, you can. I'm going to start, Ray. And if you don't join me, I'll come right out in the wings and get you.
Save a little sunbeam for a rainy, rainy day. It takes a small amount to start a sunbeam account. Tell me, when was it you made your last deposit? By a share of laughter and a smile is all that you pay. You're rich if you've got one dream, so save a little sunbeam for a rainy, rainy day. One dream, so save a little sunbeam for a rainy, rainy day. Come on, Ray, you sing us.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, no, really, I can't, you know.
Oh, come on now, I'm going to help you. Now, here we go. Save
Save
a sunbeam
a little sunbeam
for a rainy, rainy day.
for a rainy, rainy day. No, really, Doris, it doesn't make sense, old dear. I mean, save a sunbeam for a rainy day. I can't even put a sunbeam in my piggy bank. You know, someone once said, let a smile be your umbrella. Well, I tried it and I got beastly wet, so there.
Oh, but Ray, there's lots of things we can do on a rainy day. We can sit by the fire and talk. Just the 2 of us.
Oh, yes, Doris, and we could play checkers.
Save a little sunbeam for a rainy, rainy day.
Rainy day.
It takes a small amount to start a sunbeam account. Tell me, when was it you made your last deposit? By a share of laughter and a smile is all that you pay. Come on now, Ray, you sing the finish with me. So save a little sunbeam for a rainy, rainy day.
Ray, may I say you were sensational?
Oh, please do.
Ray, you were sensational. And now I want to tell you about something you're going to have a special reason to enjoy.
Well, what's that?
Well, you know, each week I try to read one of the letters I get from a GI. Kind of as a reminder to all of us to keep the men overseas posted.
Yes, I've heard some of them, Dodo, and I think it's a wonderful idea.
Well, anyway, tonight, Ray, I've got a letter from a soldier's wife.
Yes, but where do I enter the picture?
Well, now you just listen to what she writes. Dear Dodo, when you say on your show that it's important to keep the GI guys posted, I know I'm one of thousands who say amen to that. You see, my husband Bob has been overseas for many months, and I know. He writes me that next to a letter from home, what he likes most is a song from home. especially a song that means a lot to us. And to me and Bob, that song is The Very Thought of You. You know, the day he left, we heard it together. So now when I hear it, it really brings him close to me. Since your program is sent to the armed forces overseas, it would just be so wonderful if he could hear our song, too. It would be kind of a musical letter from home. Thanks a lot, Dodo, from me and Bob. And it's signed Claire Franklin. So you see, Ray, your song, The Very Thought of You, really lives in their hearts.
Well, that's a very gratifying thing to know, Dodo. To me, it puts a rather special value on it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And so, just for Claire and Bob, here it is.
The very thought of you, and I forget to do the little ordinary things everyone ought to do. I'm living in a kind of daydream. I'm happy as a queen, and foolish though it may seem to me, it's everything a mere idea of you, the longing here for you. You'll never know how slow the moments go till I'm near to you. I see your face in every flower, your eyes in stars above. It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love. Just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love.
I want to take just a moment here to note that this show has no audience. And CBS at the time, with many of its musical acts like Bing Crosby and some of the other shows, they were done in empty studios, and the sound engineers would bring in applause and canned laughter and all of that, and it's supposedly to make the show appear to be before a live audience. And many people bought it, and a lot of folks, myself included, listened and know, oh yeah, this is canned laughter and all of that. It's like the Christmas special we found from 1956 from Jack Benny. Some of that was in front of a live audience. Some of it was just canned laughter. So we'll go on with this. We'll continue in just a moment with a very special message that our friend Jimmy from Boston will recognize after this important message here. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox continues. And by the way, thank you for your patience with our local commercials on this. It is, even though we're just on the podcast here, we still have bills to pay, and I thank you for understanding that. Now, more of Dennis Day with Doris Day. This episode of the Doris Day Show in memorial of her birthday and her passing on May 13th, 2009 at the age of 97. This edition was broadcast May 23rd, 1952.
And now a word from my friend Irma.
Hello.
And now 2 words from my friend Irma.
Hello, everybody.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Irma.
All right, Irma. You see, my friend Irma is a little shy. Besides, she's trying to do everything just the way people want. When you ask her to say a word, she says it. Yes. And when you ask her to say 2 words, she says them. Yes. But when you say, go ahead, Irma, well, she spent so many busy Monday mornings unraveling the problems she gets into on Sundays here on CBS Radio that I've advised her not to say a word during the rest of the week. Yes. But, Irma, you've been on such good behavior lately, I think it'd be all right if you said, 3 words. Goodbye, everyone. Don't worry. She'll have plenty to say this Sunday on My Friend Irma.
Don't forget, everybody, starting this Sunday night, My Friend Irma and all her friends will be heard at a new, later time on most of these same stations. Listen for My Friend Irma at her new, later Sunday night time.
And now, folks, I know you're going to get a big thrill from our next guest. It's a real treat to have him with us because he's an outstanding performer in every branch of show business, a star of the first magnitude. And here he is, Dennis Day.
Hi, folks. Hello, Dodo.
Hi, Dennis. Greetings and salutations. What's the matter? Did I say something wrong?
Well, I don't mind the salutations, but that greeting scares me. I've already served 1 hitch in the Navy.
You know, Dennis, one of the reasons you're here is to help me prove something. Every week I get several letters asking me if I'm your sister.
You know, that's funny. I get letters that ask me the same thing.
You do?
Yeah, they ask me if I'm your sister.
Well, for anyone who is interested, we both hereby state that we are not related.
That's right. Of course, if it turns out that we are, it's going to be an awful shock to my mother. My mother couldn't stand another shock.
Oh? What was her first shock?
Me. Of course, Dodo, we couldn't really be related because my right name isn't Day, it's McNulty.
Well, what a coincidence. Neither is mine.
You mean your name isn't McNulty?
Of course not. It's Kappelhoff.
Oh, boy, what a team we'd make. Kappelhoff and McNulty.
Snappy songs and witty patter. Say, we'd be great, huh?
Oh, gosh, Dodo, if you really think so, how about giving me a job on your program, huh?
But, Dennis, you're on Jack Benny's program. You have a program of your own. Why do you want to be on my show?
I'm money mad.
You must be. After all, you have 2 programs.
Well, how much money do you think I make? $35 from Mr. Benny and $35 for my own show. That's $50 a week.
35 and 35. How do you get 50?
Mr. Benny cashes my checks.
Well, why do you let him?
Mr. Benny worries about me.
Well, that's nice.
Mr. Benny wears a toupee.
You know, I've heard the rumor.
Underneath the toupee, he's bald.
Oh, that's only because he has no hair.
And that Phil Harris.
Phil Harris? Who brought him up?
His father and mother. I can be corny, too, you know. Now can I have a job on your program?
Oh, Dennis, it's silly. Forget about it.
Forget about it, she says. I gotta make more money. I want to get married. I need somebody to cook my meals and darn my socks.
Well, what about your mother?
Oh, she's already married. To my father, in fact.
Well, there's no use marrying a stranger, I always say.
Well, anyway, she can't darn socks. Her darning ain't worth the darn. She makes the socks come out too lumpy.
Oh, Dennis.
It's a fact. My father's known as Hop-Along Day.
Dennis, before we get too deeply involved in your family affairs, why don't you sing something, huh?
All right. How about a song?
Would you do I Hear a Rhapsody? I just love to hear that.
So would I. Do you mind if I listen to while I'm singing?
Not at all, dear. Go on, sing.
And when I hear you call so softly to me, I don't hear a call at all. I hear a rhapsody. And when your sparkling I hear a rhapsody. My days are so blue when you're away. My heart longs for you, so won't you stay? My darling, hold me tight and whisper to me, then soft through a starry night I'll hear a rhapsody. My darling, hold me tight and whisper to me, then soft through a starry night I'll hear a
Oh, wonderful, Dennis. Gosh, that was really exciting.
Thanks, Dodo.
It's jolly good, old boy. Jolly good.
Oh, thanks, Ray. I didn't know you were listening. I thought Dodo and I were the only ones. Say, Dodo, if you like the way I sing and there's no job for me on your show, how about getting me into your new picture?
You mean April in Paris?
Yeah, I'd love it. That Paris is supposed to be a real romantic place. It's near France, isn't it?
Yes, you might say that. And it is romantic.
Oh, boy. Paris, wine, women, and song. Especially women. Say, Ray, you must have been there. What's Paris like, huh?
Well, Dennis, I can show you, old boy. Just imagine that the three of us are Parisiennes, you see. Dodo is a jeune fille de haut monde.
Ray Noble, I ought to slap your face.
It's all right, Dennis. Go on, Ray.
Well, Dennis and I are two young musicians, you see, and we're sitting at a table in a sidewalk cafe in Paris, drinking wine.
Not me. I get crocked just being in the same room with Phil Harris.
Come on, Dennis. Let's take a trip to Paris.
Mademoiselle from Armentières, parlez-vous? Mademoiselle from Armentières, parlez-vous? Dum-da-dum-da-dum-da-dum-da-dum-da-dum-da-dum, hinky-dinky, parlez-vous?
I say, pardon me, Dennis, old boy, but what's that dum-de-dum business?
I don't know, but if I ever find out, boy, will I be the toast of Paris.
Anyway, you're in fine voice, old boy.
And your music is getting better every day.
Well, thank you. Last night I stopped the show at the Folies Bergère.
Leading the orchestra?
No. Actually, I broke the bubble dancer's balloon. I say, I'd better order another round of drinks, hadn't I? Are you familiar with Paul Roger 37?
Oh, sure. He was my classmate at PS 42.
That's the very best champagne.
Boy, Ray, you sure are sophisticated. What are we going to eat?
Well, we can order some pâté de foie gras, some Romanoff caviar.
Oh, great. I'll have mine rare with a little ketchup. Hey, Ray, get a load of this dame.
Yeah.
Ah, messieurs, quel bel jour. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Je vous aime beaucoup sur les ponts d'Avignon et sous les toits de Paris. Merci.
Auf Wiedersehen. What'd she say, Ray?
Well, she said you reminded her of one of the McNulty kids she used to know in Boston. I say, awfully good-looking old boy, isn't she?
Yeah, I'll talk to her. Ah, darling, we were meant for each other. Ah, yes, what beautiful music we could make together. If I were king, and you, my darling, were my queen.
I say, old boy, look, why are you talking to her like Ronnie Coleman?
Well, I figure if there's any kickback, why should Dennis Day get in trouble?
Yes, but you'd better let me handle this. Mademoiselle, how about you and me going out on the town tonight?
That, monsieur, might be arranged.
Oh, now, wait a second, Ray. I saw her first.
So what? She likes me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, messieurs, you are quarreling. I do not want you to just over me have a fight.
Don't worry about it. We'd have a fight anyway as soon as the waiter brought the check.
Now, look, Dennis, this little bit of French fluff is for me, old
And
boy.
I say she isn't.
Oh, wait, messieurs. When two men are in love with the same girl, it is an old French custom that a duel must be fought.
A duel?
Yes, a duel, and I'm willing.
And you, monsieur?
So am I. And while you two are dueling, I'm going back to the United States.
That was a lot of fun, fellas. You know, I guess Paris is just like any other place in the whole world. Guys are guys and gals are gals.
And I have no objection to that arrangement. I just want to get in on it.
I say, Dodo, speaking of guys being guys, don't you do a song of a rather similar title?
Yes, Ray. It's called A Guy is a Guy.
I'd love to hear it.
And so would I.
Okay, Ronald, here it is. I walked down the street like a good girl should. He followed me down the street like I knew he would. Because a guy is a guy wherever he may be. So listen and I'll tell you what this fella did to me. I walked to my house like a good girl should. He followed me to my house like I knew he would. Because a guy is a guy wherever he may be. So listen while I tell you what this fella did to me. I never saw the boy before, so nothing could be sillier. At closer range, his face was strange, but his manner was familiar. So I walked up the stairs like a good girl should. He followed me up the stairs like I knew he would. Because a guy is a guy wherever he may be. So listen and I'll tell you what this fella did to me. I stepped to my door like a good girl should. He stopped at my door like I knew he would. Because a guy is a guy wherever he may be. So listen while I tell you what this fella did to me. He asked me for a goodnight kiss. I said it's still good day. I would have told him more, except his lips got in the way. So I talked to my ma like a good girl should. And Ma talked to Pa like I knew she would. And they all agreed on the married life for me. The guy is my guy wherever he may be. So I walked down the aisle like a good girl should. He followed me down the aisle like I knew he would. Because a guy is a guy wherever he may be. And now you've heard the story of what someone did to me. That's what he did to me. Thank you very much. And thank you two wonderful guys, for being with us tonight.
Oh, it was our pleasure.
That's right. So long, Jojo.
Au revoir. Well, folks, time's running out on tonight's get-together, but there's still enough left for me to remind you that I want to sing the songs you want to hear. So just write in and let me know which ones they are. Meanwhile, until we get together again next week, I love each moment with you, love to be with you. Honest, I do love to be with you, where I belong, singing my songs for you. Good night, everybody.
Martin Melcher production, directed by Sam Pierce and written by Jesse Goldstein and David Gregory. It comes to you transcribed from Hollywood. Doris Day appears through the courtesy of Warner Brothers Pictures and may soon be seen in The Winning Team, co-starring with Ronald Reagan. Ray Noble is heard every Sunday with Edgar Bergen on CBS Radio. Dennis Day may be seen on his own television show. The Doris Day Show is heard by the men and women overseas through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio Service. This is Roy Rowan speaking.
Here's an exciting free offer. You can get a free convention handbook compiled by the staff of Time magazine and distributed with CBS Radio's cooperation. A complete history of American political conventions with many odd sidelights and facts. Just send a postcard with your name and address to Time, CBS, Chicago 90, Illinois. That's Time, CBS, Chicago 90, Illinois. Be with us again next week when Doris Day will have as her special guests Ronald Reagan and Bob Crosby. And remember, every Sunday we extend a cordial invitation to great music on the CBS Radio Network.
From May 23rd, 1952, the Doris Day Show, in memoriam of her passing on May 13th, 2019. And that would be 3 years ago today, at the age of 97. I have another Doris Day Show, and I'll put it up here if you want to hear it. It is with the one that was talked about in the promo at the end with Ronald Reagan. And it turns out I do have that particular episode. If you'd like to hear it, drop me a note through the webpage, not Nevada. It is classicradio.stream. That is classicradio.stream, or through our Facebook. You can do that as well. Have a great day, won't you please? And remember, the great radio shows are right here. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite station and here online.